Hey everyone, today I'm at Nine Pastry just off of Sukhumvit, and I'm going to talk to the chef Nir about his philosophy on bread and dessert.
I'm Nir Netzer. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Israel. This is Nine Pastry. It's a place where we bake fresh every day. I call ourselves the neighborhood bakery. We know the people that come here. They know us. We know their names. We know what they like. Most of our products are daily stuff: breads, cakes, cookies, savory snacks, and sweet snacks. Nine Pastry is my business that I started from home. I started working in a professional kitchen as a pastry cook, and then I went to study that in Israel. Me and my wife, we got an opportunity to move to Thailand. What is better, adventure with your wife and your family, or keep doing what you like? We go to do the adventure. After about even 1 year, I realized I'm kind of depressed not cooking, so I start baking from home. I start do all the stuff that I know. Basically, it started for me and my friends. It grew up really fast. It became something that people want, and then COVID came. I had more time at home to do the stuff that I like, bread and baking. So I started growing up my sourdough and start testing at home, and that was a very long and very difficult process, especially when you do it by yourself at home. It's very messy. You have to clean up to yourself, try over and over again, but it kept me going. It kept me doing what I like to do. And so it happens that during the COVID time, my home business grew up while other people doesn't have really much to do. It's very difficult and scary time to do it, I guess, but we're still here. I believe in simple products, but the best ingredients, right? It's very important. Work with good ingredients, especially when you go to baking, because baking can get wrong in so many ways. I really like using the local ingredients. I really believe in it. The reason we import products is only because of we don't have it in Thailand. So the butter, it's a product that's very hard to find in Thailand, especially good one. The chocolate, there is some good chocolate in Thailand. I'm not saying no, but I'm really used to working with a particular Belgian chocolates. A lot of the spices I bring from Israel to complete the product as the way it should be. If I grew up on eating Jerusalem Bagel with the za'atar spice, I want people here to get the same experience, how it really made. But a lot of the products that we use are from here. A lot of the fruits, the vegetables, the flour. I like the combination of also local and imported ingredients. Most of my influences coming from what I grew up on. It's a combination of a lot of country from around the area and a lot of people that came from many places and brought the food with them. The Israeli cuisine is kind of grew up in the last few years. So all the things we grew up on is not really Israeli, is from the area, right? Other influences is from things that I met either in school, along the way in the restaurant that I work, people that I met, from the environment that is around me. All my research about bread and sourdough, I kind of did it by myself. A lot of the influences here are from Thailand as well. It's kind of connecting. It grew up all the time. All my chefs are Thai, right? So they're telling me, look, Thai people like that and people like that. The most exciting moments are that when my Israeli childhood food meets Thai and then they like it. And then for me, it's very surprising. And it's cool because food connecting people. I get to talk to people. I get to see the reaction. It's good to hear your environment and what they think about you and what they want. One of the most products that I'm more connected to is the Jerusalem Bagel. I never thought about it, of making that, and when we started here, it took me quite a while to start and search what can I bring to this that is really me. The Jerusalem Bagel is something that I grew up. They sell it on the street, huge piles of it, and then you get it with a little newspaper, and then you close it, and then inside you have the za'atar mix. You dip it in the za'atar, nothing else. I brought the za'atar from Israel. I was surprised to see how much people like it. This is a success. The multi-seed mix that we use here, also very healthy, but it brings a lot of taste, earthy flavor. It's crunchy, it adds to the texture. As soon as you have those texture, flavor combination in food, then you got a good dish. It's very important. Not everything have crunchy in it, but it have to have a play in your mouth. The cookies that we make, I think the best seller here is the chocolate fudge, because we put the sea salt on it, and then the dark chocolate, we use a 70% really dark chocolate. You balance it with the sweetness and the bitterness with the salt. After you bite it, you feel it. We have few types of flours. So we use all-purpose flours and cake flour for the very simple cakes and cookies. Bread flours and whole wheat flour, rye flour, spelt flour for the breads. And we also add malt for our sourdough. It gives even nicest crust from the outside, and it brings a lot of flavor. But this is kind of the play we do in the kitchen. So when we're talking about natural sourdoughs, started from flour and water mix, and that's called a leaven or starter. You start mixing flour and water, and you let them sit, the sugar in the flour with the oxygen and the water creating gas, and those gas creating bubble. It takes about between 5 days to 14 days, and then you feed it at least once a day, sometimes twice. You want to help those gases, and so you bring in more flour and more water, and you take out a little bit every day. When it's ready, after about a week, we'll have a very nice mixture of flour, water, creating those bubbles, and you grow up until you reach the end point, and then you just add flour and water and salt to it, and that's bread. In the end, it looks like a complex thing, but it's very simple. Water, flour, and salt.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about the Bangkok food scene, then check out my channel.